Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Thank you for joining us here in the Fox 10 Gulfstream Center. Getting things together. Obviously, we got some rain on the way. It'll be here, well, starting tonight. After sunset, we'll start getting some light rain. Then overnight, it picks up. And by tomorrow morning, we're looking at some heavy rain and some thunderstorms. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has our area in a level 1 risk zone. That is the lowest level, and it's called marginal. And it's called marginal for a reason, because there's only a very marginal chance of getting severe weather, mainly gusty winds out of this thing as it moves through tomorrow. There won't be a whole lot of what we call instability. Instability is, think of it as a bubbling pot. What happens with instability is you got hot air rising in the atmosphere. That's instability. So think of it as bubbles rising in a hot pot. The other thing we look out for is what we call wind shear, and that's strong winds coming in. You got to keep in mind, when we look at the maps, that's two-dimensional, but the atmosphere is not two-dimensional, it's three-dimensional. So if at the surface you got winds coming in this way, in the upper levels of the atmosphere you got winds coming in from another direction, that means the winds are twisting with height. That's what we call wind shear. You could also get wind shear even if they're going in the same direction. If it's slow down here at the surface, but racing up here in the upper atmosphere, that can create rolls in the atmosphere, rolling what we call rolling vortices. So there's instability, which with this system will be very low. We don't have a whole lot of that here. And then there's wind shear. We will have some wind shear here, and that's really what's going to create the marginal risk of severe weather. If we're going up the scale here from slight to enhanced to moderate to high, you've got to have more and more ingredients coming together to get those higher levels. When you have this low level, that means you don't really have all of the ingredients there, so it makes it very unlikely that you'll see anything significant. Now, it doesn't mean you won't see something, we just won't see something most likely significant. Okay, if I can get my... All right. And I'm working on getting my computer working here. So that did not want to work. So I'm restarting that program to see if I can't get into my computer. All right, so I'll just keep talking about... It did move to the tornado risk. So tornado risk is 2%. I know it's basically got the same area shaded in with the same color, so I know that can be a little confusing. I don't know why exactly it's like that. But it is the lowest level of risk they bothered to put out, 2%. Obviously that's a very, very small risk, but it's not zero. And, most days of the year our tornado risk is 0. There's only, a number of days where we get a system coming through where we have, any sort of tornado risk at all. It's a severe wind risk. You can see that here. It's the lowest level they put out for this as well, the 5% level. So the risk there is low as well. And I'm going to have a hard time because my computer is pretty well locked up. I can move it, but I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'll just do my best here. Here's where we're at right now with the rain and the system. And you can see the actual lows up here around Dallas. We got a warm front, we got a cold front, and we got the what we call the warm sector right here in the Houston area right now, and that's where they're experiencing the strongest storm. So wherever you have that wedge of warm air, getting pulled into the system, that's where you can expect the strongest storms, and that's where we're seeing them here this afternoon is in the Texas area. Let's see if this will move. Okay, so this is the flash flood potential. Notice it's basically about the same area marked out. It's on the lower end of, obviously, with the flash flood potential, but this shows us that there's going to be a chance of some heavy rains out there with this system. All right, here's the future cast. We'll look at this. This is where things get important. So kind of focus in on the time here. In fact, I'm going to make this full screen so you can see it a little better. So we're at 7 o'clock in the evening there, and just some showers moving in. So this evening, I think after sunset, we'll start seeing some rain. Now, most of the stuff tonight will be light. That's 11 o'clock. Shows pretty good coverage, though, across the area. So likely getting some rain across much of the area. And then we get to tomorrow morning, and there's a line setting up there tomorrow morning that'll be making its way through at some point tomorrow morning, probably mid-morning, maybe late morning, depending on the exact timing here. But just be aware that that's going to be a possibility here as that moves on through. And then we'll continue to see the showers throughout the early afternoon. The good news is the breaks are, the models are giving us some breaks in the late afternoon and evening tomorrow, and I hope that's the case. I hope that is the case, and we'll see some breaks in the late afternoon and evening tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We do have some playoff high school football games going on. We got some tree lighting. Thinking Fairhope, they're doing their tree lighting tomorrow night, and a few other spots are as well. So that looks good. I think we'll be okay. Most of the models are showing that the rain will be kind of off the board at that point. It's not a guarantee though. I mean, these models could be wrong. So we'll have to watch out for it. And obviously you can check in tomorrow with us here at Fox 10 and we'll fill you in on what's happening. And then we'll continue on into Saturday morning. Now look what happens overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. Heavy rain starts redeveloping and moving into the area. So Saturday plans are going to be tough. Let me just put it that way, because there is going to be a lot of rain around, particularly in the morning. It looks like we'll see some very heavy rain, but we really could see heavy rain throughout a good bit of the day, but it might push off more to the east. Now the models are showing us some breaks in the late afternoon and evening as well on Saturday. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we can get a few hours, maybe past lunchtime there to enjoy our Saturday, but once again, no guarantees there either. We could see another round of rain in the afternoon, but right now the models are showing it in the morning and then Sunday morning. So Friday morning, Saturday morning, and then again on Sunday morning, that's what the models keep showing us. How much rain are the models showing us? Roughly about 3 inches. So 2.5, maybe 3 inches. I have to work on this. They just reissued this, so my numbers are now a little off. I put these numbers out to try to help us out, but then when they reissue the actual image, it's kind of got a little skewed. So it's actually showing a 4-inch rainfall around Mobile now and about 3 inches here. Anywhere you see red, that's about 2.5 to 3 inches. So that's a good bit of rain that we're looking at possibly here over the next, well, that's a 7-day forecast. So that would include some of the other things. I don't know why that one's showing up as blank. All right, wrong one. Sorry, folks. I'm really having a devil of a time with my graphics. Basically, I have a computer over here that's it connects to our weather computers, and it's not connected right now. It's showing something on the screen, but I'm pressing the bar, and it's actually moving my graphics for me, but I can't really see what I'm doing over here because it's just probably a little too much information. Nothing to worry about. We'll go ahead and get to the forecast here. Rain and storms likely tomorrow morning on your Friday morning. Be prepared for that. If you're going to work, getting those kids to school, it's likely to be pretty wet and sloppy. I'll be in tomorrow morning. Check with me on Fox 10. We'll be keeping an eye on the roads for you and all that good stuff. Mid-70s in the afternoon out there tomorrow. I'm still going to keep scattered storms in the forecast. I know the models are showing things kind of leveling off in the afternoon and just showing cloudy skies. I'm not fully on board with the models, okay? They can let us down. I want to keep some scattered storm chances in there tomorrow afternoon, so folks keep in mind that we could still get some rain there in the afternoon. All right, so here's the forecast through the weekend. So rain and heavy storms on Friday, rain and heavy storms on Saturday, then we got the morning rain on Sunday. Temperatures will be mild. Tomorrow morning, the upper 50s, but then after that, getting the 70s in the afternoon, 60s in the morning on Saturday, 70s, 60s and 70s. So very warm and mild forecast here for us as we look down the line. Still can't get this thing to move. Okay. All right, so just doing the best I can with a frozen graphics. Oh, there's the 7-day. All right, I had that in there. Here's some good news. After a few that round of showers on Sunday morning, I think we'll begin clearing out. Next week looks pretty good, Monday through Thursday there. I know timing's not great, I guess. I mean, we're going to have a washout of a weekend. Well, hopefully those models are right. Hopefully we do get some breaks in the afternoons. Models kept showing the rounds of rain coming through in the morning, Friday morning, then Saturday morning, then Sunday morning. If that's the case, we might actually be able to get a few things in this weekend, like some of those tree lightings and things like that. Hopefully we'll be able to get that stuff in. Daphne has theirs tonight. We do have some rain coming in after sunset, but it'll be pretty light, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Go ahead and head on out to that one if you want. Fairhope's is tomorrow night. I know some other towns, I think Dauphin Island, is trying to see what they're going to do. So we're going to be having to get through all this in the next couple of days, dealing with this rain. But hopefully we will get those breaks in the afternoon like the malls keep wanting to show. I hope they're right because that would be helpful. But once again, I would caution you to just be prepared to deal with some scattered showers in the afternoons just in case, okay? Next week looks fine. Once again, pleasant mornings, not too cold, mild afternoons in the 60s looks pretty good there. So that's what I got for you. I'm sorry I couldn't get a little more in depth today because I'm dealing with some graphical issues. But we'll be on tonight at 3, 4, and 5, breaking all this down for you. Be back on tomorrow morning from 4:30 right on through. So you can welcome to check in with them because that's when the heavy rain will likely start falling. It will be tomorrow morning. Once again, we could get some warnings. It's a possibility. It's a low-end possibility with this system, but it's possible. So we need to be aware and check in. And of course, pick up our Fox 10 weather app. I always try to remind folks to do that. You may be watching us on Facebook here. Please pick up our app. If you're having severe weather or even just a heavy downpour and your power goes out and you've been watching us on TV, all you have to do is open up the app, hit watch live, and we'll be right back there on for you so you don't miss a beat. You can keep up with the weather, and it's free. There's also our radars on there, and it's great. It has a Futurecast on. You hit there's a little button that just says Future there, and there's a little slider bar, and you just slide it on. So let's say it's 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and you're wondering about 2 in the afternoon because you got some plans. You can go on there, check out the radar, go slide that thing up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll show you what the Futurecast is saying. So it's a great tool. It's free. Fox 10 weather app. Please pick it up. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on our Fox 10 Gulfstream. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you in just a bit here on Fox 10.